Good morning, Boker Tov, Guten Morgen. Welcome to Europe Days 2021. My name is Gili Segla. I'm an entrepreneur and angel investor in early stage Israeli startups. My story with Europe started, I would say, 20 years ago when I was roaming the streets of New York, looking desperately for a cup of coffee, which obviously I found none good one. And then I remembered that about, I would say, 3 weeks before, I was roaming the streets of Milan, where I was on vacation, and I had an amazing espresso at any corner. So this plus jet lag plus a few other advantages of Europe brought me to the conclusion that my next startup will be focused in Western Europe. And I have never looked back since then. Now, about 7 years ago, I was talking with Axel Menneking, a business partner of mine who's running Hupon, which is the Deutsche Telekom early stage investment vehicle. And we were thinking on how do we make the huge opportunities that Europe has to offer available to Israeli startups that seem to miss on this opportunity, which is right across the corner. And the result is Europe Days, with the intention to bring together the ecosystems in both countries. Now, what we have here is a classical situation of 1 + 1 = 3. We have amazing technology and innovation on the Israeli side, and we have, I would say, thousands of hidden champions, which are called SMEs, so to speak, but these are companies that are champions in their domain. They are global brands or just European brands. Their annual revenues are about anywhere between 40, 50, 100 million euros to a few billion. So brand, marketing, sales, they understand product, and all they need is innovation. So this is it about Europe Days. Now, what we've been seeing to even further and this push of need for innovation is in 2019, we had a huge pressure, economic pressure in Europe from both sides. We had US companies going even stronger into Europe, and Amazon is one example, and how it's been disrupting the retail market. And on the other side, we see China bringing in also new technologies and platforms like in the wireless space, creating even more pressure on European companies. And the answer to that is innovation, which is something we have. The 2020, I would say, the year of disruption, it brings these opportunities to an explosion, because we see, in addition to the need of innovation, we see another push for digitization in a big time. I personally have been seeing these things in cyber, in e-health, in logistics, and a few other segments where really everything can now be reinvented. So the business opportunities are there. On the financial side, we've been seeing 2020 was a peak year in European investments into the Israeli ecosystem. We've seen an increase of 63% in investments. So around 13% of the 10 billion that were invested in Israeli startups in 2020 came from Europe. Now, the setting is there, and the only Achilles heel that we're facing now is new business creation. Because we cannot travel, we cannot meet face to face, so initiating business is difficult. And this is exactly where Europe Days this year is positioned, on enabling all of you to meet, to talk. It's not only about one-on-one meetings, it's about creating relationships. So we have tons of sessions that enable you to exchange, converse, exchange knowledge, and only then you can, of course, jump into the business. We even have 2 sessions that are dedicated to selling remotely and help you bridge this digital medium to use for sales. So I strongly recommend participate in the agenda, do as many sessions as you can, and participate means open your mic, open your camera, and talk to everyone else in the sessions. To make things even more motivational, we have a bingo. So while you participate in the agenda, you can go and collect 5 numbers. The first one to complete these 5 numbers, the correct ones, will win a prize. So you can see more details in the reception area. Now, while we were preparing for this conference, we talked to a few startups and said, hey guys, girls, what do you think? What will you be needing actually for such a day? And they asked, wait, guys, we don't understand half the things you're talking about. So can you please explain these things? And we kind of have this survival guide, if you will. So these are the keywords you really need to understand to make it through today. So process, cheers. And we will be having a live beer toast from Barlow Brewery in Berlin with Katharina, who is the founder of the brewery. So I hope that your beer is ready, and this will happen at 2 o'clock. Mittelstand. I've mentioned a little, but almost 70% of the German and Swiss and Austrian economies are based on these hidden champions. So SMEs, and please join the session on that. We've mentioned the word Dach. Dach is basically a short in German for Germany, Switzerland, and Austria. And then we have Kaiserschmarrn, which translates basically to Caesar's mess. And we will have the famous Austrian chef, Johann Laffer, teach all of us at noon, 11 o'clock CET, 12 o'clock Israel time, on how to make this wonderful lunch. And last but not least, we have something that is called Bundesländer. I know it sounds really long. These are states. So Switzerland, Austria, Germany are made of small states. These are things that you have to take into account when doing business there. And we have representatives of 2 of such states, NRW, North Rhine-Westphalia, and Baden-Württemberg. And you can meet these at their booth. They have tons of things to offer you. Everything is free, of course. So enjoy these things. And I'd like to really thank you to the wonderful team that has been helping out and making this happen. So thank you, Lee. Thank you, Jana. Thank you, Lee. Thank you, Lionel, and the wonderful Merachok team. And most importantly, thank you, 62 speakers. Most of them are from Europe. They're live with us today, who've given their time to share knowledge with you and explore how you can do business together. Now, some of the partners that were really critical for this conference are based in the various cities, and I'd like to invite them and introduce some of them to you. So, Gil, can you please join us? Gil is from Cologne. He is running the Cologne business unit, which basically helps startups with everything that they need to set up a shop.
Very true. Boker Tov, and a very good morning from me.
So, hi, Gil. Gil, I'd like to show you a picture. And can you please, people of the stage, can you share the picture? And Gil, what are we seeing? Is this the official, is this how you dress in Cologne?
Yeah, sometimes we do. This is the best season of the year. It's called our 5th season of the year. It's Carnival, and you actually see a dance group in front of the dome. So yes, it's very much what we wear part of the year to relax and enjoy a little bit.
Great. And I would like now to Thomas to join us. Thomas is from Zurich in Switzerland, and Thomas is heading Impact Hub and the Kickstart accelerators. And if there's anything related to startups involved in Zurich, Impact Hub is the place for you. So, Thomas, are you with us?
Yes, I am. So, good morning. And to show a little bit off, we have very many languages in Switzerland. So, guten Morgen, bonjour, buongiorno, buondì, Joregat, and Boker Tov. And so I'm very excited to be here. And whatever you said, Gili, it's true. So if you need any connections in Switzerland, if you're a startup, or also if you're from Austria and from Germany and you want any intros or connections into Switzerland, we're here to help you, because Impact Hub is about radical collaboration, and also about bringing more entrepreneurships to Switzerland, because we need entrepreneurs to solve the big issues.
And Thomas, what are we seeing in this picture? I see containers, like lots of them.
Yeah, so that's our side business. We're in the shipping business. No, seriously, we that's one of our spaces. It's called Kraftwerk. And it's an old industrial building, and because, like a lot of buildings in Europe and in Switzerland, they're under protection because they're over 100 years old. So we built the whole thing with shipping containers. So we have a fabulous coffee and restaurant that we hopefully going to be able to open up again soon. And we have meeting spaces in the containers, and Digital Switzerland actually works permanently in one of the containers, and we have a big event space here.
Nice. So thank you, Thomas. And I'd like to invite Friedemann Lotz from Berlin Partner. Friedemann is working at the Berlin Startup Unit, and his role is to help you, entrepreneurs and startups, with coming to Berlin, connecting to the network, and whatever you need there, Friedemann is there for you. Friedemann, are you with us?
Yes, I am.
Cool.
Thanks for having me this morning.
Sure. Thank you for joining from Berlin. And Friedemann, I found this picture, and can you explain, everyone, what are we seeing?
I think we should see. Oh yeah, this looks like Teufelsberg. So yeah, Teufelsberg is a place in Berlin that I find pretty representative of Berlin as a whole. So it's actually an artificial mountain in the middle of a big forest called Grunewald in the west of Berlin, and it's an artificial mountain made of rubble. Yeah, after Berlin was destroyed in World War II, they built up this mountain, and at first it was they put a ski jump there, and later on the Americans came and they built their spy station there. So basically to spy at Eastern Germany. So and afterwards some investors wanted to buy it, but they couldn't pull off the deal, and it ended up being in ruins. And now it's actually a playground for just street artists. It's full of graffiti. You could climb up and see those towers and have a beautiful view of Berlin. So it's actually a really cool place, and I find that it's representative for Berlin because, it's full of history. It had to reinvent itself many times. It's maybe not super pretty at first sight, but it's definitely super authentic. And if ever you come to Berlin, don't miss out. It should be on your bucket list.
Right. Thank you, Friedemann. And I'd like to invite Daniel with us. Daniel is with the Vienna business unit, and he is basically in charge of welcoming you guys to Vienna. So, Daniel, are you with us?
I'm loud and clear. A very cordial and very warm Boker Tov, also here from Vienna. Yes, what can I say? Vienna has seen a very exciting year, actually, I can say. And coming down the road, I will be I will be proud to tell that Israel played a very important role in 2020 in Vienna. Things are going actually quite fine in Vienna. We just had our press conference for international foreign investment, which made us very happy because although of this situation, international investments in Vienna were quite high. We're proud and happy to say that, especially as all of these investments always have to go with a cup of Viennese coffee in the hand. So we are insisting that this is always part of the business culture over here. And the long drive actually still keeps going up. So we have a lot of recognition from close countries, but also from countries further away. And we're really proud to say that we even have the impression that in times like these, the one or the other company had time and also the funds to address expansion and investment projects. So down the road, there's a lot going on in Vienna. We will have the Vienna Up Festival. Will be an entire 2 weeks for investors, VCs, corporations, startups, you name it. This will be happening starting in end of April, on the 27th of April. There's a lot in this Vienna box, and I will happy to present this. So the door is open. The floor is yours, and we say a very welcome, bitte Avon. No, that's the good appetite. No, a very welcome to everybody from Israel who wants to come to Vienna in 2021.
So Daniel, thank you very much.